Hello again, folks. Now, no sooner had I finished making my video where I support the Scottish football team's decision to take a stand rather than kneel in subservience to Black Lives Matter before their matches at this year's European Championships, when the Scottish football team's captain, Andy Robertson, came out with this message on Twitter. Now, I should have seen this coming, really, because Twitter has enormous clout. If enough wet, crying snowflakes go on there and whinge about something that offends them, then sooner or later that decision, whoever it is that's offended them, a company, even government policy folks, they've changed government policies. They have caused governments, elected democratic governments, to change and make a U-turn on their policies, folks. And this power is unacceptable. Some social media platform that censors conservatives, or anyone else for wrong think for that matter, can shame people and force people to do stuff, like the Scottish football team. And when they announced that they were going to take a stand against racism rather than kneel for Marxist Black Lives Matter, Twitter was up in arms. If you looked at Twitter and you tilted your phone, then lefty tears would definitely drip out. It was that, it was disgusting. So they had the hashtag Take the Knee Scotland trending. In other words, they wanted to force the Scottish football team to take a knee. They wanted to force them to kneel. They shamed them, they called them racists, and all the rest of that stuff, the buzzwords that the lefties come out with. So they've done a U-turn and they will be taking the knee, because Twitter told them so. Anyway, here's what Andy Robertson, the Scottish football captain, here's what he said. Our position was and remains that the focus must be on meaningful change to fight discrimination in football and wider society. No, it's not. No, it really isn't. Your position is to beat the other football team you are playing and score more goals, entertain the fans. Bust. In Scotland, the football family has stood against racism all season. It was our collective view that the national team would do the same. Yeah, that's fair enough, but taking the knee is not against racism. Our stance is that everyone, players, fans, teams, clubs, federations, governing bodies and governments must do more. What the flying F? Meaningful action is needed if meaningful change is to occur. What meaningful change are they after? A national football team is there to represent a nation at tournaments. It's again to entertain. It's there to beat the opposition, score more goals, win more trophies. A football team does not exist to change government policy. A football team is not an elected body. A football team isn't a pressure group. Anyway, it goes on, but it is also clear, given the events around the England national team, taking the knee in this tournament matters as a symbol of solidarity. No, it isn't. If you can get the fans on board, it is nothing to do with solidarity. It doesn't draw anyone to your cause. It is a divisive action. Anyway, blimey. For this reason, we have collectively decided to again take the knee as a team for the fixture against England at Wembley Stadium. The Scotland team stands against racism, but we will kneel against ignorance and in solidarity on June the 18th. Now, Scotland are missing a golden opportunity here. Of course, we all know the massive rivalry between England and Scotland in sport, especially rugby and football. And if ever was a time when Scotland can have a golden opportunity to have the whole stadium, even the English fans, on their side and boo the England football team, it's now. While the England football team are kneeling for Black Lives Matter and their Marxist cause, you could be stood up doing the right thing and the whole stadium will cheer you and boo them. What a missed chance, what an open goal. And they've missed it. That's what should happen in sports, healthy rivalry, not politics, not forcing people to take a knee. This whole thing is rubbish, this whole thing stinks, and I hope whoever wins the European Championships this year is the team that doesn't kneel. And I think the ones who don't do the kneeling are the Eastern European teams, so support them. Personally, I'm going for Hungary because Hungary also told the EU to F off a few months ago, and I'm happy with that. I am happy with Hungary being a country that says no to the EU, no to meddling Brussels, stands up to the unelected bureaucrats in Brussels, a country that wants to control its own immigration policy, and a country that wants to protect its own culture. I'm all on board for that. And of course, they refused to kneel and they stood up against racism the proper way. So that's the team to support, folks. Hungary, go for Hungary. Or personally, if the Italians don't kneel, and I hope they don't, because they've always been my second favourite international football team. Anyway, that's my video. I knew this was coming, folks. The Scotland national football team is as woke as its SNP bigoted government, which wants to put a halt on free speech. Disgusting, isn't it? Anyway, that's my video. Please comment, share, subscribe, and until the next one, Roger Trout.